Do you have a vision of your future and where you're going? Well, I do, and I'd like to talk to you about it, and I'd like to see if you would develop your own vision along with me. But let's go through some of the things that I do to create the vision. In this last video I did, we talked about passion. What's your passion? Because I think that's super important to know what drives you, what motivates you, what do you love, what do you dream about? But once you know what your passion is and what you want out of life, then I think it's really important to have a vision. And I'm not talking about eyesight, that is vision. I'm talking about a vision where you can see the future, not see the future. You know what you want in the future, and you know what it looks like. So here's what I do after I know what my passion is. I basically dream about the future of what I want my life to look like in 10, 20, 30 years. And because of the passions I have, it's easy to then dream, or I would say daydream, that basically becomes a vision for me, because then I start working out the details of what that's going to look like and how I'm going to get there. The first thing I do is I look at that long-term dream and what the passion is, and then I start to visualize where I want to be. And I go into more detail about it, thinking about exactly what that looks like. How am I going to get there? Am I going to create a physical business or a brick and mortar business? Or am I creating it online? Am I creating one business online? Am I creating more than one? Once I can visualize that long-term goal, then I come back to basically day one. And I say, okay, what do I need to do today? And what do I need to do this week? Do I need to get online somewhere and learn something? Do I need to research? Do I need to buy some software or get some training or take some classes? What do I need to do to learn how to take these first steps? And you may already have the expertise and know how to take those steps. In my case, I didn't. And I was building a website. And in fact, I've built multiple websites and YouTube channels. And I basically came across it because my son brought it to my attention. And how I build my websites is through Wealthy Affiliate, which he brought up. So that was 5 years ago. And so that was number one for me. The very first day really was getting onto Wealthy Affiliate and looking at their courses, their classes, all the things they have to offer in the community. And within a day or two, I was sold. I don't want this to be about Wealthy Affiliate. Wealthy Affiliate is a tool that I use to learn how to build websites. So that was day one and week one. And so I started doing a lot of training, a lot of research. I was just soaking everything up. And within the first week, I had built my first website. So that was a very short-term vision of learning how to create these online businesses that I'm working on today. Then I take a step back and I look at, what am I going to do in a year? What do I expect in a year? How am I going to get there? And then I also look at 2 years and 5 years. And I keep laying out this plan with all these steps of what I need to do throughout the years. And so I'll take notes and I'll list, especially everything this year, I'll list what I need to do or think I need to do. And plus the goals, where I want to be. And sometimes this takes me getting away from everybody. Sometimes I'll head out to the mountains here in the Rocky Mountains. Before, when I was back in Oklahoma, I would go over to Arkansas where there was a lot of hills there, and I would hike and mountain bike over there. And a lot of times I would stop in the middle of the ride or the hike and I would take notes. And I would dream basically, but at that point it's not so much a dream, it's visualizing where I want to go and how I want to get there. And you have to take these steps, and you really have to back it up to, what am I going to do today to get to where I want to go? How is my visualization of the future and of my goals work out in practical measures today? I have friends and family that I've seen all the time who have big goals and dreams and want to do a lot of things. But some of them don't take practical steps every day to get there. They'll say, oh, I'll start next week or tomorrow. It's kind of like weight loss for me. I have a lot of weight that I want to lose. And sometimes I find myself saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow. But when you're building a business and you're creating something big, it's up to you. You've got to take the first step, and you got to keep taking steps after that. And then after a month, after a year, I go back to that list and I look at what I accomplished and didn't accomplish. And then I'll rewrite it. I'll figure stuff out. I'll mark off the things that I accomplished, and then I'll list those things that I have to do now or for the next year or next month. So it's a constant process of knowing what I'm passionate about, and sometimes your passions do change. But it's also a constant process of continually taking steps. And man, sometimes life gets in the way, and it did in a big way with Mike and myself. Mike is my buddy on Mike and Rick Outdoors. And then I have Hiking Emergency Beacon. And those are the two main sites that I've created to build this online business. Well, man, life got in the way big time for him and I both about a year ago. And we both took at least a half a year off and didn't create anything. But then we got right back into it and picked up where we left off and kept going, because you're going to have things that interrupt you in life. But it's not those interruptions that really matter. It's what you do with them and how you respond. And, you know, as the cowboys say, get back in the saddle. So coming back around to the vision, in my opinion, you need to know what you want, what your passion is, and figure out the niche you want to be in if you're going to go into an online business, as in creating a website. Because if you're not passionate and you don't have that vision of where you're going, then at some point you may hit a brick wall or have writer's block. And your website just might crash and burn because you've lost momentum or enthusiasm or a passion for what you're doing. So again, going back to the last video, find your passion. Next, after you know what you want and what you love, then start visualizing it. See where you're going to go. Know how you're going to get there. Look at the steps, short term and long term, and start putting action to your dreams. If you just dream your whole life and don't take active steps to get there, then you're what I call a dreamer. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming, but there's too many people that dream and don't do anything about it. My question to you is, are you going to do something about it today? And will you follow me on my journey as I continue to build financial freedom and financial independence? I hope you do. So join me here on the next video. Take a look around the website, learn something, ask questions. I'd love for you to leave comments, because I always respond really quick or within 24 hours, and most of the time a lot less time than that. So thanks for joining me here on Freed from Work, and I'll see you in the next video.